It was a strange game. I thought, I don't know what minute did they score? 60 maybe?
65th.
Yeah, I thought it was like a chess match up until then, where it was quite like cagey. I should say boring, but it was like two teams feeling each other out. I felt we were a little bit nervous and didn't have real rhythm. I thought, came for a point away from home and then realised probably the game was there for the taking, and they've obviously got the players in front. And their goal sparked us into a bit of urgency and a bit of sort of like, we took some risks with some substitutions. I thought was the game. But I thought it was a real strange game, and I said to the players at the end that I feel that the Inter Miami of last year and the year before would have won that game. But I told them that the feeling I have this year is this is a different Inter Miami team. We keep going to the end. We've got subs that are going to go on. Indiana, holding before the game, and the one thing I said to him is that your goals will come. Just compose yourself a little bit more. He's had 3, 4, 5 chances in games and just snatched at it. He's getting more and more tense the more games he doesn't score. And I said, look, you'll get your chance today, and you're just going to compose yourself. And Emerson, I thought, changed the game, even though he was probably, he might give a couple of passes away. Gonzalo, I thought Gonzalo won the game in terms of his composure and his drive, and and this is the new Inter Miami. We've got substitutes going on that want to play for their team. We spoke before the game about the sacrifices needed to win and be successful, the sacrifices that you put aside your egos and you go on the pitch, or you're on the bench supporting each other. And I think I'm a lucky manager that I've got a team at this moment in time that we've recruited that have got all the qualities you need for a team to be successful or at least compete. And I'm super proud of the way that they scored late on. It shows the fighting qualities, and I'm really proud of Indiana. Since he's come in, he's totally livened up the place again. He's a really good kid.
Questions? First Michelle, and then we'll go back.
First of all, congratulations. Can you talk about the play of Bryce Duke also? I mean, that pass that he made on that first goal.
I thought he was the best player on the pitch. I really do. I think he's becoming a man. When we're selecting teams or we're making substitutions, I think the one thing we always say is that where can Bryce play? Where can we fit him in? Where can we keep him on the pitch? Because he's such an intelligent footballer. I think his growth has still got another 40% to go. I think if he just keeps learning the professional behaviours of an elite athlete, which he is, just needs consistency in his training, needs consistency in his technique, and his consistency in his performance. And I feel we've got a little gem. I did think he was the best player in our team. The pass for Indiana's first goal was sensational. And I just thought he just controlled the game for us when we needed it.
Question for Austin.
I want to ask you about the defense tonight. Damian Lowe, Sailor, they didn't give up many shots at all. Jake Callender was barely tested other than that goal. What did you see from them and the improvements all year? What have you seen?
Yeah, I've got to say I was slightly disappointed a little bit with the defence in terms of I didn't think we worked as a unit as good as we have done in terms of a couple of balls got in behind. There was a couple of crosses that we normally defend well. Even the goal, I was disappointed in the goal. So, but I think Sailor deserved the right to play tonight. He was probably unlucky not to play against Atlanta, but I felt over the 3-week period in the break for the game, Mabika trained really well. Home games, I think, will suit Ryan Sailor. He's just a no-nonsense type defender. Damo's been away on international duty, played 3 games, travelled a lot. He's going to get some days off this week. So too is DeAndre. I think we both need days off this week and rest. But I think there's still improvements, and we'll keep working really hard.
Congratulations, coach. When you put Indiana in the game, did you expect it could completely change the result of the game?
Well, I thought that we just thought with Harry would stop switching the ball out to the left hand side. Their boy Taylor was on a yellow card from the first 10 minutes, and I felt that we'd stop switching the ball out to the left hand side, and I felt as if Harry had just become a little bit redundant. Emerson was on the right hand side. We knew that he could play on the left hand side as well. So so we just wanted to freshen it up. At that stage, we were taking risks. We were taking risks because we wanted to score goals, and we just wanted to keep sharpness and freshness, and and we went to 4-4-2 really, with Gonzalo playing in the 10, which helped us. It created more players in the central areas. But I felt with Indiana that he was just going to give us a little bit of spark. And when he went on, I said, look, keep switching the play, keep getting on the ball, keep making things happen, and composure on your final touch. And I'm glad that he had 2 bits of really good composure.
Next question, Michelle.
All the wins obviously are important, but how important was it to get this win at home? And after losing in Atlanta, now I think you're up to 8th now in the current standings live tonight. Just how big of a win is this?
I think me and Jace yesterday was probably talking about, it's not just about tonight, it's about the next 2 games, away in Dallas, away in Orlando. Is that tonight was vital that we got 3 points, because on the road it's really difficult, and we want to make this a fortress, and I think we are making it a fortress. The weather, last year I felt the weather was almost not in our favour in terms of the profile that we had. This year I think it's our favour. The boys were saying yesterday, we're training, they want to play at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's hottest because the fit, the fresh, the speedy. They think it's our X factor, and I think it is. With all the other results, with that cluster of teams really tight, I feel that every 3 points is going to take you up 4 or 5 places. I was watching the Nashville versus DC game. You've got Columbus playing now at 10 o'clock. Every game I'm praying for the western side to beat the eastern side. Charlotte lost, I think, tonight. Chicago lost. Even though it's early in the season, we concentrated all on us. It's such a big swing either way that 3 points are vital.
Next question, Mike DiPasquale on the call, and then Austin.
You're on mute, Mike.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear him. I'm sorry, Paul. I didn't hear him well. Thank you. I'm curious, when you put him in Indy in the 83rd minute, did he say something to you, or did you say something to him? Could you read his eyes that maybe this is the opportunity that would work tonight?
No, we spoke before the game. Before I named the team, I always like to speak to the players that I'm leaving out. And I spoke to him about his composure in front of the goal. I felt as he was snatching on things. I'd seen it in training. He was getting a little bit uptight the last 2-3 games. I think he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, and I just felt his play was becoming a little bit uptight. And I said, look, compose yourself and get on. And when he got to 80 minutes, because of their time wasting, because of the referee kept taking breaks and whatever, I knew there was going to be 5-6 minutes. So at 80 minutes, I knew there was going to be 16 minutes left in the game. So when there was 7 minutes left on the clock, for me, I was still looking at 15 minutes left to score a goal. And I know when we signed him last year, he was a goal threat, he was a goal scorer, he sniffed, he arrived at the right time, he arrived late. And we've seen that this year without the end product. And I think I said to you the other day, we need a team now that produces goals from all areas. And wide areas are key for us. Harry, Indy, Robert Taylor scored 2 in the previous couple of games. We need our wingers to get to 5-6 goals.
And last question, Austin.
I wanted to ask about the midfield as well. Against Atlanta, missing Gregory, here missing Malta. For me personally, it just seems like when them 2 are on the pitch, midfield works a lot better. How important is it for them to stay on the pitch together and get some playing time?
Well, Gregory's been away for 3 weeks. He's only trained a day and a half. It's incredible how he's got through the game. We planned to bring him off at half time. It was debatable. We was going to play Victor in the holding midfield position because we really thought he was going to struggle to get through. He's done no training. He's been stuck in Sao Paulo, training just on a treadmill, waiting for his visa to come through. We felt that cost us against Atlanta. I've got to say, I think it's the right balance in midfield. Motta has been a brilliant player for us. Having him suspended, I'm not sure, but maybe Gregory's suspended from the Dallas game. Might be wrong. Maybe Damien Lowe is as well, I'm not sure, so I'll have to check that. But he's a big player for us. He's the personality of the team. You hear the screaming in there, that's him. He loves winning. And sometimes it's probably not easy on the eye what he does, but in terms of the locker room, you ask any of the employees over at the facility, the player they love the most is Gregory. He holds the whole dressing room together. He doesn't speak okay English, but he doesn't need to communicate in that language to make sure that he's really popular. He holds the dressing room together. He knits sort of like the Latinos to the Americans. Italians to the English to the Ecuadorians, and he does it in a way with great personality, and he plays with personality on the pitch.
Thank you.
My son's 20 tomorrow. I can enjoy it now.
Thank you.
Alright, now we're joined by Heineken Man of the Match, Indiana Vassilev. We'll get started with questions now. There's Michelle. Just give us 1 second.
Congratulations on the goals, on the
Thank
win. Can you just talk us through? I mean, Phil said that he talked to you before the game and said, that you had been a little uptight, and he just wanted you to relax in front of the goal, and just kind of talk us through when you got the call up in the 83rd minute, and then what you did over the next 6 minutes from that moment.
Yeah, he spoke to me before the game that I was going to be left out, but I was going to play minutes. I didn't know how much I was going to play, and obviously as a player you don't like getting left out, whatever the reason being, you don't like getting left out. So I guess you could say there was a bit more fire, but I mean, I go every game, and I'm pretty sure every single forward goes out trying to score goals, and sometimes it clicks and sometimes it doesn't, but you have to get yourself in the right positions. And I feel like since I've been here, I have gone in good positions, but I haven't been able to have that finishing touch. Call it tight if you want. Probably a good reason for it, but yeah, it just clicked today. And yeah, the first one went in, and then the second one probably wouldn't have went in if I didn't score the first. But yeah, just happy to help the team. Very good on a personal note, very happy. But most importantly, about 3 points on the board, and we go to next week.
Can I ask just one little follow-up? Have you ever had a 4-minute stretch like that?
No. That was definitely a first. But yeah, definitely a first. Hopefully, I'm can help the team a little bit more in the future.
Next question, Austin. We'll go back.
Phil just said that he feels like he's a lucky manager because of the depth that's on this roster and the substitutes. You were here last year, you compared it to last year, and looking at this year, what have you seen from this team in terms of the depth, the substitution play, you being a part of that as well, and I mean, coming off the starts and everything like that, what have you seen from the depth of this team?
Yeah, we have a lot of players that are hungry, a lot of players going in the right direction, and I think it helps when everybody comes on and they know what their roles are. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Phil probably says the same thing, but everyone's going in the same direction. So if you're not starting, you want to be starting, and if you are coming off the bench, you want to prove a point to say why you shouldn't be starting. But yeah, there's that hunger from everybody on the team. Players come on. I mean, when you can bring on a player like Higuain, Emerson Rodriguez was very good today, very dynamic player. And then obviously, I'm leaving out some very good players on the bench that we have. So yeah, the depth is. We have a very good squad this year, and everyone seems to be very hungry. So it's given Phil a very, very tough decision, which is credit to the players.
Going to back and then back to Michelle.
Did you see that coming? Down one. What was in your mind and never thought you could change and make your team win today?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there would have been if you're an attacking player on the bench and you don't believe you can score goals and help the team, I'm not sure what you're doing playing soccer, do you know what I mean? So yeah, when I came on today, I wanted to score, assist, help the team. I was able to do that today, it clicked today. And I'm super happy on a personal level, and I'm super happy for the team. And hopefully we can continue this.
Back to Michelle.
A little two-part question. After the second goal, which was obviously going to be the winning goal, what was your initial emotion right at that moment when the ball went in? What was the first thing that you thought? And then my second part of the question is, if you can just describe the locker room right now. What's the feeling? What's the emotion going on in there?
Joy and relief. I was super happy for the team, for myself, and kind of relief because I finally got off the mark. I've played, you correct me, 9-10 games since I've been here. And I think I should have scored in those 9-10 games, and I haven't. So relief and joy for the team. And yeah, the change room, everybody's ecstatic. 3 points at home. And yeah, it just kind of sets the tone for the next couple of games. It's just good to get a win and just try and get a couple games, string of games where we can win games, and that's kind of what we need to stay in that playoff picture.
We'll go to Ian Hess on the call.
Phil said just a second ago that this is a game that he thinks you guys may not come out with a win last year. He said it a couple times at different points throughout this year when you guys have had these come from behind wins. First off, do you agree with that, or what do you think that he means by that, and how do you feel the difference from last year to this year to be able to come on and win these tough games?
I would agree. I do think this year's team has more resilience. We have more resilience to us, meaning that if we do go a goal behind, everyone's heads, I mean, I don't want to say last year everyone's heads drops, but I feel like last year it would have been way more difficult for us to get back in the game. I can't really give you a reason for that, but this year it seems that, it just seems this year that we seem a more resilient team. So when we do go a goal down, heads don't really drop, and I think today we felt that we should have got something out of the game, and we did. Whether that was going to be a draw or a win, coming on today and watching the game, I mean, I really felt like we were going to get something out of the game. So, yeah.
Anyone else? Good. All right. Well, that concludes today's press conference. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy the night.